Hey everybody, Syntax here for another YouTube video. Now today, instead of the typical live commentary, I'm just going to be doing a little bit of discussion over top of a gameplay I've already had recorded. It's a nice little game I had in Rift. I think I finished with 35 to 40 kills. Had, I believe, a 25 plus kill streak as well, plus a Phantom. It's a pretty nice game by me. Excuse a little bit of the early gameplay, especially right there. My shot was a bit off. It was my first or second game of the day. I was still warming up a bit. But let's go back to the topic at hand. Today I want to talk about consistency. A big thing that people ask when I'm live streaming is how do I become a better player? Consistency is the key. That is the best answer I have to that question. Um, Generally, if you want to become a better player, you just need to play. Consistent play schedule, constantly playing. Don't skip a lot of days. Kind of get on as much as you can. Those are big, but it goes beyond that. That's kind of the straightforward answer that anyone can give you. A big thing that I don't see a lot of people saying is you need a consistent loadout. And the main part of that is a consistent primary. A lot of people like using the last word recently. Ooh, rip that golden. That was rough. Alright, back to the last word. That seems to be a very popular primary these days. It's inconsistent. It is. Yes, you occasionally can hit people from really far away. It's good for stopping a shotgun rusher, but if you use it enough times, you understand just how many times the gun screws you over. It's like, oh, you should have killed this guy, but one or more of the bullets just don't register because hit registration on hand cannons still isn't that great. It's improved since the last update, but it's nowhere near what it was in year one, so it's still inconsistent. Instead of using a gun like that, I would recommend a pulse rifle. Right now, pulse rifles are in a very good spot. They do just enough damage to be able to 3 burst consistently, especially if you're getting the good archetypes like excuse me, the um, low impact pulse rifles like the Grasp, or the low to mid impact pulse rifles like the PDX 45 or the Hawksaw. If you have the right rolls on those guns, they are arguably the best in Crucible right now, especially the vendor Hawksaw right now. It has a very good roll. It's nearly the god roll, and if you don't have it, I 100% recommend picking it up, especially considering when Rise of Iron comes out in about a month from now, you're not going to be able to get that gun anymore. So pick it up while you can, grab the marks, go buy it. Use that in Crucible because it's one of the most consistent guns in the game. Your bullets go where you're shooting every time. You see right there, the target was moving. I moved the crosshair along the screen with the target. Bullets landed. Try doing that with the last word. You're going to have a tough time, especially from that kind of range. And if you're using a gun like the last word, you don't use your primary enough. You become too dependent on special weapons. And even though you see a lot of very good players using a last word and a sniper, and basically using their sniper as a primary, if you're looking to become a better player right now, that's not you. That's not the playstyle you want to practice. You want to focus on your primary. You want to use a good one that will consistently get you kills. You'll land your shots, and you'll have the most success with it. That's my biggest advice. Another one is your loadout, like beyond just your guns, which is it's a topic of some people like hearing it, some people don't. Um, you got to use the same stuff over and over again. You could relegate it just to using the same primary and the same secondary game in game out to practice them, but I would recommend going as far as doing the same subclasses as well. I know it's Destiny, it's fun to mess around, play different things, experiment, which it's a good thing to have some fun once in a while doing that, but if you're looking to improve, you need to play the same things over and over and over again. You can't be constantly switching around. You just need to practice one thing. Ooh, that sniper. That was a nice snipe. But yeah, practice one thing and improve as much as possible with that one thing before you move on to something else. So, let's say you want to get good with a pulse rifle. You buy the vendor Hawksaw, you use it almost exclusively. You get to the point where you can reliably 3-shot people from its intended range. Like, it's rare that you're missing shots. You do that, you're good with it, you can snap to targets well, you're getting kills. Maybe then you can start switching to a different gun. Maybe you can try out the Mida, you can try out an auto rifle. I'd stick to the lower impact ones because the high impact ones are just weak right now in the Crucible. But just stick to those guns that are consistent and use those consistently. That's the key. That's about it, to be honest. It's about consistency. It's using guns that you can rely on them game in, game out. I know I'm sounding like a broken record at this point, but that's the biggest thing. It's like so many people like using guns that, like, Last Word's flashy. It can be good, can be fun. Like right in that spot right there, that guy I killed. If I had a Last Word, I would have killed him quicker, 100%. But if he was 10 feet further out, half those bullets would have missed. I wouldn't have gotten the kill. I'd probably be dead. But if you're using something like a pulse rifle, it still works. So that's my idea of a good gun. I use a pulse rifle, whether I'm shotgunning, sniping. It's consistent. I love it. All right, that's about it for this video, guys. There's not a ton else I can say. It's just a quick recap. It's consistency. Use a consistent weapon and practice that weapon consistently. Game in, game out. Use the same weapons over and over again. The only point I could possibly add to that is stick to the primary as much as possible. A lot of people have kind of lost the ability to use a good primary these days. It's become too focused on secondary weapons, especially we can see how popular Universal Remote has become. When most used primary isn't even a primary, according to Guardian.gg in trials, that's a bit of a warning sign right there. It's kind of disappointing, but again, you want to get better. Use a primary, use a consistent one at that, and play with it every day. That's the biggest thing I can recommend. All right, guys, that'll be it for the commentary. You can keep watching. I think the We Ran Out of Medals is almost here. I believe I'm gonna kill these guys and pop a golden in just a second, get that finished. If you want to finish the game, that's up to you. If not, the commentary is done, and I will see you guys next time. Thanks for listening.
Runner approaching the rift. Double down. Triple down. Enemy rift ignited. Spark charging. Spark ready. Take it. Runner out. Push forward. Your runner is advancing. Spark runner is down. You're almost there. Charging the spark. The spark has arrived. Your runner has the spark. You played with heart, Guardian. Their loss was inevitable.